My brother Mustafa Aljazairi has been locked up going on 9 months. My brother Mustafa has been in solitary confinement for 9 months. Internal Affair 2 months ago
Keep left.
called us First Sergeant Sean Shelton and Lieutenant Spina. I recorded that phone call conversation, and they sent us a letter. I've recorded that phone call conversation where they're telling us that they found out that investigator Robert Drum has falsified that police report. First Sergeant Sean Shelton said he went into the case file and he found out that investigator Robert Drum has recorded the phone call conversation on his body cam, and it's not matching up with the police report. That police report is falsified. I've recorded Internal Affairs telling us that. And they're telling us to be patient. They're telling us, in the meantime, when they tell us to be patient, my brother sits in solitary confinement. It's a small, confined space, and they shut off his window. This has been going on for 9 months. My brother has a dash camera inside his car that shows it's an accident. My brother has home videos that shows how much he loves his family, how much he loves the kids. My brother sits in front of a judge. The judge doesn't know that the police report is falsified. I watch my mom cry every day. I watched them do this to my brother for going on 9 months. I lost $45,000 on a lawyer that's protecting a police officer. Casey Stevens, he's out of Prince William County.
In about
He took my money.
miles, take exit
He's protecting a police officer. I've got him on video. I've got him on audio, protecting the police officer that falsified the police report, and protecting the correctional officer that beat my brother up in jail to the point of unconsciousness and denied medical. May 24, they beat my brother up. A group of correctional officers, Sergeant Daniels, Sergeant Malinsky, Correctional Officer Suda, Correctional Officer Tipton, and other correctional officers went into my brother's cell, handcuffed my brother behind his back, beat him up, and then dragged him down the stairs to another cell, stripped him naked, beat him up to the point of unconsciousness. My brother tells me that I passed out, and when I woke up, they were still beating me up. Sergeant Daniels puts his boots on his head, tells him the nurse is about to be here. You better not ask for medical. They refuse to give my brother medical. He tells him, if you ask for medical, we're gonna kill you. They refuse to give my brother medical. For 3 days, they left him in a room, shut off the water supply, and we didn't hear from my brother. And when we call, my brother calls us every day. When we call and ask about my brother, they tell us he's okay. He just didn't get the phone. And then we found out they beat him up to the point of unconsciousness and then denied the medical. That lawyer was protecting those correctional officers. I have him on video. I have him on audio. We went to the bar. We complained to the Bar Association. We're suing that lawyer. We're going to get our money back. That $45,000, I'm going to get it back. Okay. But my brother sits in solitary confinement. I talked to Superintendent Melitas. And he's covering up for his correctional officers. He says nothing happened. I have the lawyer that I fired. He went and saw my brother at the time. I recorded an audio where the lawyer is describing the injuries that my brother has. My brother can't walk for 2 weeks. My brother can't walk for 2 weeks. My brother's arm is swollen. His face is all messed up. My brother right now, he's got he's bleeding internally. He's got blurred vision because of the beating. And he can't feel the bottom of his feet. They're denying him medical. They're denying my brother medical. My brother filed grievance to see medical, and they deny him to see medical. He sits in that jail in solitary confinement, denied medical. Amy Ashworth, my mom went and told you that my brother got beaten up by those correctional officers. She gave you the FOIA letter that Superintendent Melitas refused to release. She told you to look into it. You said you were going to look into it. Amy Ashworth, Commonwealth Attorney Amy Ashworth. You told my mother that you're going to look into my brother's beating. We haven't heard from you, ma'am. We have not heard from you. You sit on that board. You're a board member in that jail facility. You have the authority to go and look at those videos. We asked Superintendent Meliras, did you look at the video? He said, I didn't look at the videos. But nothing happened. The videos are in your house, sir. This is your house. That camera, there's a giant camera. You're the superintendent. Superintendent Meliras, how could you not look at the camera when the family is telling you that your correctional officer beat my brother up to the point of unconsciousness and denied him medical? You know what happened, sir, but you're covering up for your correctional officers. The FBI is involved, the Department of Justice is involved. They're looking into you, sir. And my message to you, Superintendent Meliras, Peter Meliras, and Sheriff Glenn Hill, hold your correctional officers accountable before you are held accountable by the Department of Justice, by the FBI. They're looking into it, sir. A federal investigation is initiated. And they're looking into you, sir. They're looking into your correctional officers. They're looking into the other inmates that already came forward. And they're telling us what your correctional officers are doing to them in that jail facility. It's all been publicized. I've publicized it on social media under Free Mustafa Aljazairi. I already publicized it. It's all the community is watching. The FBI, I supplied it to the FBI, I supplied it to the Department of Justice. These are witness testimonies. You may not release the video, sir, but you've got inmates coming forward. An inmate came forward about the beating that my brother got from your correctional officers. He witnessed those correctional officers beat my brother. I recorded his voice, I put it on social media, and I supplied it to the FBI. We're moving forward with a lawsuit, sir. We are moving with a lawsuit against you, against your jail, and against this police department where the police officer lied and falsified that police report. My brother is sitting in that jail because of investigator Robert Drum. Chief Newsham. Chief Newsham, you initiated an internal investigation into Robert Drum. He sent us a letter. First Sergeant Sean Shelton, Lieutenant Spina with Internal Affairs, called us and they're telling us they found out that the police officer, investigator Robert Drum, had falsified that police report. Why is my brother sitting in jail? Why is my brother still in jail, sir? If this was your son, if this was your brother, would you be okay with your brother sitting in jail for 9 months in solitary confinement when Internal Affairs is telling us they found out the police officer lied on that police report? Would you be okay if this was your family member, Chief Newsham? Would you be okay with it? I watch my mom cry every day. Sir, I served this country 2 years overseas. My family has served this country overseas. I have a company that served this community every fucking day. When I got back from overseas, I created a company for the Marines. And this was my way of to continue to serve. I'm part of this community. The community is watching your police department do the right thing. Chief Newsham. Chief Newsham. You have a bad police officer within your police department. You have a corrupt police officer with your police department. This investigator has been there for 15 years. An investigator doesn't just wake up one day and falsify a police report. Investigator Robert Drum has falsified my brother's police report. And you found out that he falsified that police report. He's been there for 15 years. An investigator doesn't just wake up one day and falsify a police report. He's been doing it. I wonder how many other people are sitting in jail because of that investigator. And it's all going to come out to light. It's all coming out. This community is watching. There's a lot of good police officers that are not okay with this. There's this department, I know, and I trust that this department is going to do the right thing. And it's going to hold this police officer accountable. It's just as unfortunate and it's sad that my brother sits in solitary confinement in a dark, confined space for 9 months, and he sits in that solitary confinement today.